Good morning, dear students. My name is Jакупова. I'm an English teacher in Nazarbayev Intellectual Schools in Astana, Physical Maths Direction. I'm going to present the lesson prepared by Bahtиярова, the English teacher in Nazarbayev Intellectual Schools in Physical Maths Direction. So, today we are going to talk about IELTS Writing Task 2. On a crisp autumn afternoon, I sat idly under an enormous oak tree watching as whirlwind whisked across the rolling hills of the meadow. So, what do you think? What type of writing is it? Of course, it's going to be descriptive essay. Painting a picture. For example, let's look at this tree. When we need to do descriptive essay, we need to talk about what's this? How does it smell? What does it look like? How does this feel? So writing descriptive essay, it's like painting a picture with words. So today we'll prepare for writing descriptive essay, and by the end of the lesson you will know about descriptive essay. You learn two types of descriptive essay, and you learn 4 ways of painting a picture with words. What is a descriptive writing? Descriptive essay writing is the art of building a picture or image in your reader's mind of exactly what you saw, felt, or experienced through the language of your essay. There are 2 kinds of descriptive essays. The first kind is an objective essay. In an objective descriptive essay, the writer describes objects as any person would see them: color, shape, length, height, width, weight, etc. Objective essays do not contain any of the writer's likes or dislikes or feelings about the object being described. A good example of an objective descriptive essay is a police report of an accident. The second kind of descriptive essay is an impressionistic or subjective essay. These kinds of essays describe objects and people as the writer sees them. They rely on the writer's 5 senses to paint a picture in the reader's mind. What students should do in this stage? In the pre-writing phase of descriptive essay writing, students should take time to think about who, when, or why. What is the first step in pre-writing? Of course, it is choosing a topic if you are given a choice, gathering information about the topic, and using a graphic organizer to map out the structure of the descriptive essay. So once a topic is chosen, you use who to ask about a person or people. You use what to ask about things. You use where to ask about place. You use why to ask about a reason, and you use how to ask about the manner. So students should spend time thinking about the qualities they want to describe. Brainstorm about all the details associated with the topic. Even when not writing about a place, reflect on the surroundings. Where is the object located? Where does the person live? Consider not just physical characteristics, but also what memories, feelings, and ideas the subject evokes. Descriptive essays do not tell a story, convince someone to think a certain way, or present a report about something. In a descriptive essay, your purpose is to describe as many characteristics of a person, place, thing, or feeling as you can. Drafting a descriptive essay. When creating the initial draft of a descriptive essay, follow the outline, but remember, the goal is to give the reader a rich experience of the subject. Keep in mind, the most important watchword of writing a descriptive essay is show, don't tell. Revising a descriptive essay. Does the essay unfold in a way that helps the reader fully appreciate the subject? Do any paragraphs confuse more than describe? Does the word choice and figurative language involve the 5 senses and convey emotion and meaning? Are there enough details to give the reader a complete picture? Has a connection been made between the description and its meaning to the writer? Will the reader to be able to identify with the conclusion made? Dear students, now let's watch a video how to do descriptive essay writing.
So here might be the image I have in mind to describe. Stage 1 would be choosing aspects of this scene to describe in my 4 paragraphs. So, I might choose to look at the kind of the dew on the grass. I might choose to focus in on one of the bits and pieces that the children might play with when they get to school. I might choose to focus on the trees in the background. I might choose to focus on the gloomy skies. I could choose to be a bit more general in my first paragraph and look at the whole scene in general. But the key is, for stage 1, is to just simply choose those bits you want to describe. So basically the idea is that you begin by looking at your picture and selecting the details from here that you would like to point out. You then list them into some kind of paragraph order. You then, using topic sentences, like these ones here, you start picking out and beginning each paragraph so you've got a clear idea what each paragraph is going to be about. So having identified these different bits of the scene that I'm interested in, I'd probably look to begin with some kind of overview, which includes the weather and the atmosphere and that type of thing. I'd then probably look to zoom in to something like the grass and that type of thing, and a bit more like of the setting in that sense. So I might go into the grass here. Of course, here you can't really see much that's happening on the grass, apart from the fact there's dew on the grass. So you might choose to make up some bits and pieces about, the tarmac or the grass that's worn away through lots of use from the children, the muddy footprints, that type of thing. So this is where you choose to make things up. You could then, go into a bit more details about, the swings and the things to play on. And again, elaborate, go into a bit more detail about what these things look like. I might then finish off talking about the background and the trees and that sort of thing. Okay. The key is, though, is that this image here is only a starting place. It's totally up to you where you kind of take these different bits and pieces that, how you use your imagination to bring these different bits and pieces to life. So having picked, my 4 bits of the scene here that I'm going to describe, and having picked and planned out here my 4 major paragraphs, it's probably time to start writing. So what I mean by a topic sentence is just dead simple. It's just the first sentence of the paragraph. So I'm looking at here I'm looking at an overview of the whole park. So I might start by saying something like, standing silently beneath a gloomy and mysterious sky, the school playground awaits its customers for the day. Something like that. So I'll probably just leave this one here just as one topic sentence to come back to, but I want you to do a topic sentence for each of the major paragraphs. So you're doing one for this, this, this and this, and you're going to come back to it. So I might do my second topic sentence on, I would do it on the grass. So beautifully the grass shimmers in the morning sunlight. I'll just show you one more. So the last one I might like to look at would be the swings. So it would be something like, surrounded by the mist is a small collection of play frames, one of which is an overused, rusty swing. So if I wanted to go into a bit more detail about the first paragraph, I'd be looking, at better ways to describe misty. So I'd be looking in a thesaurus to find better ways of describing that word: misty, gloomy, glum, pale, whatever those words are. I'd be looking for a couple of similes or metaphors or something like that to really bring to life the description. Gloomy like, pale like, dull, whatever, to describe the feeling of the actual scene. I'd possibly be looking at something like using some advanced personification, because I could be thinking about how the sky was looking at me, how it felt like the sky was looking at me from below, and all that sort of thing, to really kind of bring the eeriness of the scene to life. So you could add into there your own feelings as you stood there in the scene, if you're doing it in first person. The last thing I'd be looking at would be planning in a range of openers, like we've discussed before, to add variety to your description. The ing, as, location, those sort, and an adverb, to really bring the variety to life, to really make sure that you're getting in all those kind of bonus points for your descriptive writing. So if I wanted to go into a bit more detail about, for example, the misty sky in the first paragraph, I'd be looking at better words to describe it. So I'd be looking in a thesaurus to find better ways of describing misty. I'd be looking for one or two similes to describe the dullness, as gloomy as, gloomy like, or pale, something like that. I would be looking at describing, possibly if you're doing it in first person, your feelings as you stand there, looking at how you feel for the day ahead, as you stand here in the playground before school. I'd be looking, to plan a range of openers into the paragraph as well. So you're thinking clearly about each stage.
Well, now could you share with your feedback about today's lesson? How much did you like it? Please choose a smile. Here are sources which you can use to improve your descriptive essay writing. Thank you for your attention. Goodbye.